So again, guys, welcome to Medication Live. It's November 5th, and last night we had Mamdani just voted in. 12% is all it took. 12% of New Yorkers voted for Mamdani, and so he will be the first ever communist Muslim mayor of New York City starting January 1st, 2026. And here we got Trump speaking live today, right now.
Many of you are not from Miami, but that's okay too. And I'm thrilled to be back in magnificent Florida, Miami, Florida, with thousands of incredible business leaders and true American patriots. That's what you are. We're gathered today on the one-year anniversary of the single most consequential election victory, they say. This is them, this isn't me.
Yep.
I'm a very modest person. I would never say this. The single most consequential election victory in American history. It's possible. I mean, it's possible. We've done a lot. On November 5th, 2024, the American people reclaimed our government. We restored our sovereignty. We lost a little bit of sovereignty last night in New York, but we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. We rescued our economy, regained our liberty, and together we saved our country. On that magnificent night, 365 days ago, you know, I was with a group of very important people, and they say, think of it, last week, just last week, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, they said, you were campaigning 1 year ago. I said, no, it felt like I've been in this position for so long. And it's right. At that point, 1 year ago, I was actually campaigning. We did the McDonald's shot. Remember the McDonald's shot? We did the garbage truck shot. And actually, the McDonald's one was the biggest hit in the history of Google. Can you believe that? Number one, the garbage truck did well, but not as well. I guess there's something about McDonald's, right? But it worked, and we won a tremendous election. We won all 7 swing states. We won the great state of Florida, by the way, by 1.4 million votes, which is unprecedented. Biggest victory ever in Florida, including an 11-point victory right here in a place called Miami-Dade County.
He did some crazy things last year when he got elected. He crushed. It was a landslide. It was huge. But that McDonald's, that was huge. That thing cracked the internet.
We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many decades. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. And we won 86% of the counties in America. That's a big one. 2,000.
That's insane, guys. 86% of the counties.
700 to 525. I'd say that's called a landslide, right? We got more votes from African Americans than any Republican candidate in history.
That's another big one. More. Oh my God.
We also won a record share of votes from right? We got more votes from African Americans than any Republican.
I don't call them African Americans. I call them Black Americans. He got more of the Black Americans than any other Republican. Period. By the way, I voted. This is my sticker here. I voted in California. I voted no on Prop 50, but I was completely outnumbered. We were completely outnumbered here in California. Prop 50 is a redistricting proposition, and unfortunately, we lost. It was a 65% voted yes to redistrict California. I'm in Southern California. I'm in Orange County specifically, and I did my part. I voted, but highly outnumbered.
Candidate in history. We also won a record share of votes from the incredible Hispanic American community. There might be a couple of us left. Biggest vote in history. And above all, we won a resounding mandate to make America great again, which is what we're doing. And every day since, I've been fighting to turn the promise made into the ultimate promise kept. We're going to do our job. We have a big job to do. We've done really well. I think it's the best 9 months, they say, of any president. And I really believe that if we can have a few more 9 months like this, you'd be very happy. You'd be very satisfied. But it's been pretty incredible, with trillions and trillions of dollars being poured back into our country by other countries and other places and people. 1 year ago, we were a dead country. Now we're a country that's considered the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's the hottest country. We are now in the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I'm pleased to report that today the United States has the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation anywhere. We have the greatest economy right now. A lot of people don't see that. But if you look at what's happening with all the factories, AI, auto plants all over the country being built, that if you would have thought about that 2 or 3 years ago, you would have said it was the opposite. They were all leaving. Now they're all coming in. They're all coming back and then some. And I think that we can honestly say, and I think you're going to see it even more so over the next 12 months, that this is the golden age of America. This is the golden age. In the prior 4 years, crooked Joe Biden oversaw less than $1 trillion of new investment in the United States. So in 4 years, think of it, less than 1 trillion. That was not doing too good. In 9 months, I've secured commitments.
Love how he says that. I'm not doing too good. What's up, guys? What's up, State Line? Jen, Sean Williams, everybody in the chat. Hello, hello. Jennifer, Tapia, everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Of over $18 trillion, and we're going to have $21 trillion within the first year. So Sleepy Joe did, think of that. In 4 years, he did less than $1 trillion. We're going to have 21 trillion in 1 year. I would say it's slightly better. Slightly, just a little bit better. The stock market is set 40-time all-time record highs, and just recently, record high, record high, record high. All of them, all of the different exchanges. GDP growth in the second quarter was an amazing, almost 4%. And as you know, they said, oh, it'll be 2% or 1%. And it's been really helped a lot by the tariffs. It's been really helped incredibly, because this is really a transition period. We went from a horrible, failed country to a tremendous success. It's a transition, and yet we did almost 4%, triple and even quadruple almost every other country anywhere in the world. Think of that. In the third quarter, we're on track to achieve an estimated 4.2, maybe more, who knows. I think if you go a couple of years out, you're going to see numbers like you've never seen, because all of these places that are now under construction, they're being built, they're going to be open, and thousands of jobs, hundreds of thousands of jobs are coming in, even building them. But when they open, that's when you're really going to see the numbers. We're building some of the biggest buildings ever built anywhere in the world. The AI buildings, you know, they can cover, they show displays of them. They can cover the island of Manhattan. They're so big. They literally can cover the island of Manhattan. In 9 months, we've lifted over 600,000 Americans off of food stamps, which is...
W. Redfeather, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Or girl, I don't know if you're boy or girl, but welcome to the stream. Appreciate you. And yes, yesterday, that's funny, man. State Line is saying Arabic music slaps, because yesterday while we were watching the election, and we found we had some people in the chat that were big fans of Mamdani playing Arabic music as he was giving his remarks after the election. And they said, Arabic music slaps. And that was the first time I've ever heard
it's a record. 1.9 million more American-born workers are employed today. Think of that. Almost 2 million American-born workers are employed today, more than when I took office. That's 9 months ago. Can you imagine that? And I tell Republicans, if you want to win elections, you got to talk about these facts, you know. It's really easy to win elections when you talk about the facts. And we have more people working now than at any time in the history of our country. Right now, we have more people working. These are things you have to talk about. It doesn't just happen. You got to tell them. It's wonderful to do them, but if people don't talk about them, then you can do not so well in elections. Wages for workers are rising at the fastest pace in over 60 years. Those are workers, and that's what we love. We love the workers. Since I took office, wages for the typical factory worker are up $1,300 Construction workers' pay is up $2,200, and miners are up nearly $5,000 this year alone. And that's good because it's not, such an extra cost to the company. It really isn't. Somebody would say, oh, what's going to cost more? The fact is that they're doing such business like they've never done. You're going to start seeing numbers coming out very soon that are going to blow your mind. Under Biden, we had the worst inflation in modern history. We had inflation that was so bad, costing the typical family about $33,000 over a period of time. Their policies send food prices up 23. They come in, when I first came in, I was in for 3 days, and one of the fake news members, they're all back there. That's a lot of press. Fake news. They said, egg prices are through the roof. I was there for 3 days, and this maniac, this lunatic person, happened to be a woman. Sir, what are you going to do about egg prices? And they'd gone up like 4 or 5 times. I said, well, you just told me it has a problem. And people weren't buying Easter eggs. You believe it? I said, we're buying Easter eggs for the White House, for the egg hunt, the famous egg hunt. But within a couple of months, we got them down. We have a great Department of Agriculture headed by Brooke Rollins, and we did a great job, and we got them down to the level they originally were a long time ago. And we have that in just about everything. And if we don't have it, we get them down. Their policies sent food prices soaring 23%, the Biden policies. And it wasn't him. It was the people surrounding him around the desk. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. Biden. How the hell did that happen?
Lemmy in the chat is saying that egg prices, apparently he's saying that Trump is lying about the egg prices. What exactly did he lie about? You're saying, I don't know what you're saying. You're confusing, but let us know what he's lying, what you think he's lying about.
Well, I know how it happened, a rigged election. That's how it happened. Think of the damage done. Although I must tell you, but this is a much more powerful term. I mean, this is a much better term. In one way, it's bad to see how bad people, you're going to see the same thing in New York, by the way. You watch what happens in New York. Terrible. But you're going to see that same thing. And I hope it doesn't happen, but you're going to see it. Gas prices are surging to $5 a gallon, even higher, and mortgage rates skyrocketed by 152%. But under the Trump administration, all of that is changing. Prices are coming down very fast, and we're bringing them back to the beautiful part where you can have, and you can truly say, we're talking about the American dream again. You didn't used to hear that term. You heard it during my 4 years, and then it disappeared. Now you're hearing it again more than ever. Because we had the most successful economy in the history of our country during my first 4 years. We rebuilt the economy, cut the biggest tax cut in history. We had the biggest tax cut in history, the biggest regulation cut in history. That's why we had the great economy. And now the only difference is we're doing better this time. Actually, we're going to have a bigger, better, stronger economy than the first 4 years. And that was the most successful economy in history. Gasoline prices have plummeted to the lowest in 2 decades, and we're going to soon see $2 gasoline. Think of that, $2 a gallon. It was up to $4.50, $5. And when you get gasoline and
Rashida says eggs are high. Eggs are lower than when eggs are down. So I don't know what you're talking about, but eggs are down. Gas is down.
you get oil.
Somewhat. Gas, not as much. Eggs for sure are down. So I don't know why I think you got your TDS is kicking hard right now.
And gas down.
And yes, last night we did have some major betas in the chat, bro. It was nuts. They were loving Mamdani winning. But it was expected. Everyone knew Mamdani's going to win. Guys, if you're not aware of this, last night we had elections in our country, and most of the elections were in blue districts. And surprise, blue districts voted blue. Yeah. And so nobody's surprised. We're just disappointed that they happened to elect the very first ever communist Muslim to be the mayor of New York City.
So big, it's so massive, the importance of it, that everything else starts to follow. And that's what's happening. Grocery prices are way down, and Walmart just announced that the cost of their standard Thanksgiving meal, this is the greatest. They're greatest, they're wonderful. They come out every year with how much is a Thanksgiving Thanksgiving meal cost compared to last year, right? And it always goes up, up, up. It's 40%, 30% more. Is 25% lower than 1 year ago. Isn't that great? That's a big deal, Rima. That's a big deal. I don't know if they care about that in Saudi Arabia, but here it means a lot. We got the princess here from Saudi Arabia. She's got a lot of cash. Serious cash, and she's a great person. So she doesn't care about the price of a turkey is down a little bit, you know, she doesn't have to worry about it. Since March, the price of eggs is down 85%. Energy prices are down, interest rates are down, despite the fact that we have a total nincompoop at the Federal Reserve. It was recommended.
Did he just call the guy a nincompoop? Dude, how do you not love Trump, bro? The great white hope, ladies and gentlemen.
The great white hope.
By one of my real great people, who I never spoke to again. And the cost of the typical new mortgage is down by nearly $3,000 a year. Day by day, we're making America affordable again. It's going to be affordable again at a really record pace. And, you know, other people are going to take credit. All the mayors and all the governors, they're going to say what a great job. They didn't do a damn thing. Yet as we speak, the Democrats in Congress are trying to put all of this progress at risk and drag us back to the Biden policies of soaring prices, crushing energy costs, massive spending, open.
Lemmy Richards, you are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
Orders, let the world come into our country from prisons and from mental institutions. Let them pour in. And rampant inflation. That's what Biden gave us, all of those things. With the reckless Democrat shutdown, virtually every Democrat in Congress has voted to hold the American people hostage in an effort to extort hundreds of billions of dollars in new spending. They're demanding free health care for illegal aliens that just came into our country from prisons and from mental institutions, and drug dealers and drug addicts, and they want to give $1.5 trillion in giveaways that would turbocharge rapid inflation again, as they did the first time. You remember that just a couple of years ago, 4 disastrous years we just had. They were the worst years. Meanwhile, the radical left.
Look, guys, Lemmy in the chat is saying you are in a cult. Look at this, guys. The people that are in the cult are calling the other side of the cult.
Democrats are causing millions of Americans who depend on food stamps to go without benefits. They're forcing federal workers to go without paychecks, and they're stranding thousands of travelers at the airports. And you understand it, and they understand it. All because they want to return to the failed Biden policies that created, and also Obama policies. I watched him the other day up talking, well, Donald Trump is a mean person. I'm not a mean person. I just want to have a...
And by the way, what does that mean to be a mean person? Is that because you're all in your feelings, right?
Country, that's great again. Is that okay?
When what you got to say about someone is that they're a mean person, that's all. You're going to come and as a prior actual president of the United States, and you're going to make a remark about the current president, and you're going to just, your words are, he's a mean person?
I'm not
Please,
a mean
bro.
person.
Grow up, bro.
He's a mean person. He's a divider. He's a divider. Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. And by the way, ask him how he's doing on his museum library. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars of cost overruns. It's come to a dead halt. He built it in not a particularly good location. He's not into real estate, you know? He doesn't know about location. He doesn't know about location. But he built it in a location that's not going to be too good. But the thing has come to a dead halt. It's way over budget. It's sort of like Gavin Newsom in California. He's got a train that was supposed to go from San Francisco to Los Angeles, which is a stupid idea because an airplane is faster. I don't care how fast it goes. And they had plenty of airplanes. San Francisco, inside San Francisco to inside right there, L.A. And what they did is they said, oh man, this has been going on for years. It's billions and billions of dollars over budget.
Literally, I'm in California, born and raised. This is where this is where I live. Billions and billions and billions of dollars went into this so-called train. And what do we have to show for it? Almost nothing. Like, I think not even a mile worth of tracks.
So what they decided to do is cut it so that it doesn't go into San Francisco and into LA. It way short of both. And then they cut it again and again and again.
Yep.
Pretty soon they're going to have like 2 miles of track.
Yep.
Billions.
Tammy in the chat says we called the train to nowhere. Exactly.
Billions of dollars. Totally incompetent. The biggest cost overrun proportionately that I've ever seen. Many, many, many times more. And it's no longer the same. It was supposed to go into the city. Now it's way short, many miles short of the city. So they're going to drop you off and you can walk the rest of the way. That train is going to haunt him. You watch, because he doesn't have what it takes. I tell you that. Slimy guy. He's a slimy one. Maybe that should be his nickname. Slimy Newscomb, right?
Slimy
Newscomb. He
Newscomb.
Doesn't have it. But you look
That's
at
a good
that
ring.
train, it's going to cost him. Republicans have voted 14 times to fund the government. And it's time for Chuck Schumer, crying Chuck. Remember he started crying at the airplanes? They were the worst forced tears. I've known him all his life.
Paul H. in the chat is saying a lot without actually saying anything. He said two things so far about the president. He said, "You are such a liar," and he said, look at your boy's small hands." What is he lying about? And who cares about his hands? By the way, his hands are bigger than yours. I guarantee you that. But what is he lying about? Give us specifics.
He's never cried.
If you have half a brain.
He broke down in tears. He was so devastated. He didn't know why he was crying, but he just thought it was good to do. His people told him this was a good time to cry. Crying Chuck. But it's time for Chuck Schumer and the radical Democrat Congress to stop playing games with the people's lives and to pass a clean funding bill that they've done 30 times before. And to reopen government immediately. Just reopen it. They don't like it to be reopened because we're setting records. They think actually, I don't think anything's going to hurt. We are so strong now that I'm not sure that anything's going to hurt. But it would be good to open it up, take care of the people with jobs that aren't going to get paid and aren't getting paid. And no matter what, we will not let them impose their inflation-causing extremism on the American people. We're not going to pay $1.5 billion for people that came into our country illegally, okay? If you don't mind. That's what they did last time.
What did he say? What did Paul H. say?
Remember the Inflation Reduction Act? The greatest scam, one of the greatest scams. I would say some of their environmental scams were even bigger, but one of the greatest scams ever, Inflation Reduction Act. And then they admitted it had nothing to do with inflation reduction, remember? But it did actually cause massive inflation. It actually caused massive inflation.
Oh.
But we don't use auto pens in the Trump administration to sign things. We don't believe in that. You know, I get these guys come in with these big, beautiful documents, gorgeous, beautiful, must cost a fortune. I should check the price. But, you know, a general is being made or something, you know, some big post. And they say, "Sir, would you sign this, please? It's going to be a 4-star general, or it's going to be a big cabinet position, or it's going to be something with medical or whatever." I take my pen and I sign it. In his case, they walk it into a room and they give it to somebody who's no idea who Biden is. But Biden doesn't have any idea who he is either. And they have a machine sign it, the auto pen. And all of the pardons, he gave thousands of pardons to people. He had no idea about it. He didn't know about it. And therefore, all those pardons are void. You know, you have to have, it's a very complicated thing if you're going to use the machine. You have to do it properly. And he didn't have any idea.
Do you guys think that's going to happen? You guys really think they're going to void all those auto pen executive orders or those pardons or whatever it was? The only one that wasn't auto pen, do you guys know which one it is? Yeah, it was Biden's son. The pardon, when he pardoned his son, he signed it himself. One of the very, very few things he signed himself. Other than that, they're saying all the other things are going to be void. You guys think that's going to happen?
And this is what we had as a president. We don't want that. You have the opposite right now. I don't want to be braggadocious, but you have the exact. I know exactly what's happened. If you want to see what congressional Democrats wish to do to America, just look at the result of yesterday's election in New York, where their party installed a communist as the mayor of the largest city in the nation. Remember, I've said we will never have a socialist elected to any post in our country. I used to say that, and I was right. We skipped socialist and we put in a communist instead. That didn't work out too well. But as I've warned for many years, our opponents are hell-bent on turning America into a communist Cuba or socialist Venezuela, and you see what happened to those places. For generations, Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. I mean, if you take a look at what's going on in parts of South Africa, look at South Africa, what's going on. Look at South America, what's going on. You know, I'm not going to, we have a G20 meeting in South Africa. South Africa shouldn't even be in the Gs anymore because what's happened there is bad. I'm not going. I told them I'm not going. I'm not going to represent our country there. It shouldn't be there. Take a look at what's happening in different parts of South America. Take
W.A.J. Schultz, bro. He's the great white hope, baby.
The great white hope.
a look at what's happening in different parts of the world. But now the Democrats are so extreme that Miami will soon be the refuge for those fleeing communism in New York City. They flee. They flee.
Good question, Random. Love that question. They've released a bunch of the files, I think thousands of pages, if I'm not mistaken. How many pages have you read so far?
Where do you live? New York City, but I'm trying to leave.
That's right. There you go, State Line. 41,000 pages have been released. Which ones have you read?
Because I don't want to live in a communist regime. I hope it works out for New York. I love New York. I love New York. When I left New York for the White House, it was good, except we had, you know, the telltale signs of trouble because we had a guy named de Blasio. Do you ever hear of his man?
What's up, Truth? What's
down
up,
as
man?
probably
What's
the
up,
worst man in
Slim? What's
history.
up, Kent?
Then he went to Harvard to teach government.
Tammy,
You believe?
Ruby.
They took de Blasio and they
Miss
took that mayor
Medication,
from
you gonna say
Chicago,
hi?
the woman,
You gonna come say hi?
the one that gets her hair done very expensively. Right?
Here,
Beautiful
you wanna
hair.
take
She's got
this?
beautiful, luxuriant hair.
I do want it.
And they took her.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
she's teaching at Harvard. They're teaching government.
Good job, woman.
And then you hear about Harvard. We're trying to work a settlement with Harvard right now for about like a lot of money. I won't tell you what, but you'll be reading about it pretty soon. Because what they've done to Jewish people and what they've done to others is pretty bad, I'll tell you. It's pretty bad.
Andres Vogelsang in the chat says, "Don't tell me you believe this BS. What BS are you talking about, bud?
Going to cost them a lot of money.
Is your TDS getting elevated right now?"
After last night's results, the decision facing all Americans could not be more clear. We have a choice between communism and common sense. Does that make sense to you? Common sense. It's common sense or communism. And you know, you take a look back 1,000 years, it hasn't worked.
Tampa, Tampa, he says, "What's up, buddy? Love your channel. Love you, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you."
If it worked, would be
Vogelsang.
using it, I guess, but it hasn't worked. Our opponents are offering an economic nightmare. We're delivering an economic miracle. We have delivered in 9 months. This is an economic, the biggest investment of funds in a country in history by many times.
Omega says, "Imagine supporting a king." I know. Good thing we got Biden out, man. He was horrible. He was like a king. Nobody vote. He was put into the primaries. Nobody voted for him. And yeah, him and Obama, they're like kings, bro. They just run the Democratic Party. They just do whatever they want. They put whoever they want, whenever they want. Nobody gets to vote for their nominees.
That's good.
They're like kings, bro.
They want higher
Thanks for reminding us.
spending for government and illegal aliens. We want bigger paychecks for American workers and American families, and that's what we're delivering. You see that? They stand for crime and chaos and corruption. We stand for law and order and justice. Also, strong borders. Boy, do we have strong borders.
Lord Harris, Lady Harris. Yep. How about Hillary, guys? We talk about it all the time. Hillary lost the election to Trump. I actually I was a Democrat in those days. Bernie Sanders won. He actually got more votes than Hillary Clinton, but still the lords of the Democratic Party gave us Hillary Clinton, who ended up losing to Trump. It's their own fault.
Voters. They put America last. We put America first. We put America first.
We put America first.
And as long as I'm in the White House,
He is the great white hope, guys.
The Great White Hope.
the United States is not going communist in any way, shape, or form. We'll stop it. We're going to stop it. Stop this nonsense. You know, I said they were voting last night. You can have a communist.
Let's read this together. Edward Klinkenboomer in the chat says, for the people that talk trash about Donald Trump, I think the real truth is they dislike to hear themselves. They talk, but they're talking about nothing because that's who they are. Nothing.
Or a thug, a communist, and they took the communist, you know. It's pretty amazing.
Andres Vogelslang in the chat says, I know what democracy and the truth is, and Trump represents neither of that. Actually, he does represent the constitutional republic and democracy. Trump came out last year, Trump came out and said, you know what? These are the reasons I'm running for president, and this is what I will do. And us as voters said, wow, we think those are the things we want to happen. So we're going to vote for you so that you will do those things. We elected him. He got elected president, and he's doing the things that he told us he's going to do. That's what our country is. That's how it's supposed to be. Unlike the Democrats who say they're going to do stuff and they do the opposite when they come into power. Yeah. He actually is the truth, and he is democracy. He is our constitutional republic. He is an epitome of all of that. And so that's why when we say the Democrats, the liberals, the libtards, they are doing what Elmo calls confession through projection. You're projecting your democratic, liberal, libtard ideologies, that is your side, onto us when it's actually yourselves.
We could have done a little better in terms of candidates. From day one,
we actually elected the guy, and he's actually doing what he told us he's going to do.
of my administration, I've been fighting every single day to turn around the catastrophe we inherited, to make America the best place on the planet Earth to do business. And that's what it is. Right now, we're the #1 place. I'm getting plants approved in 2 weeks. It used to take 20 years before they got rejected. You'd have young people start off. Their whole business was getting.
He says, the truth. So do you drink bleach during COVID? I love it, bro. Are you still stuck on bleach? You're still stuck on bleach? Holy cow, bro. He got you good on that one. Your TDS is hitting some, is dominating you right now, bro.
Plant accepted. 22 years later, they're ready to retire and they haven't gotten it. And then they go to a vote and they get rejected after 22. They wasted a whole life looking for an acceptance. We do it in 2 weeks. We make sure it's.
Yeah, literally, they still wear masks inside homes. They wear masks out in public, walking around, bro. You can spot a libtard from a mile away. Why? Because they're walking around by themselves wearing a mask.
Good. We make sure it's great and proper, environmentally sound. Yeah. Takes 2 weeks. My goal is to have the best tax.
AJ says the bleach thing was to see how dumb the liberals are, and it worked.
Rates, the lowest energy cost, the lowest regulatory burden.
Guys, we're just waiting for Trump to say oxygen is a good thing. It's healthy. Oxygen, you should be. Yeah, oxygen is healthy. And watch liberals, bro.
The most advanced technology and the fairest trade deals anywhere in the world. You know, we're leading China. We're leading everybody by a lot in AI. And this was my idea, so I'm very proud of it. I said, build your own electric. People would come. We need more electric grid, sir. The electric grid's 200 years old. We need more electric grid. It's old. The electricity that the AI plants need alone is double the entire electricity that we have in the country right now. Can you believe it? So I had this idea. I said, we can't fix the old grid that much. We'll fix it up. We'll keep it going. A little Band-Aid here, a little Band-Aid there. It's old. And I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let these geniuses build their own electric generation. So they are building their own electric utility plants. They become a utility, if you think about it. They're building the utility and the electric right alongside. This is where they have their transformers and everything. They're building the most expensive electric plants you've ever seen, generating plants, some by nuclear, some by oil and gas, some by coal as a substitute. They're building them right next to their plant, and they're incredible. People say they've never seen anything like it because these minds are genius. To them, an electric plant is not complicated. To them, an electric plant is better than the people that produce electricity, although Florida Power and Light is doing a lot of plants for people. They're pretty advanced, I have to tell you. But they're building their own juice next to the plant. Isn't that sort of a cool idea? And you know, when I first proposed that, they came into my office with, you know, they have unlimited money, but they were trying to figure out how they can build it because they had no electric of any consequence.
You guys keep talking about grocery prices and did he lower prices and then he do blah, blah, blah. He lowered actually egg prices, which were the biggest talking points of the Democrats leading into the election. All they were talking about was eggs, and he did it. So that was done. Other things he did lower. Some things are in the process of being lowered. But the most important thing that he did and he continues to do is keep a low level of inflation. That's the most important thing, and that's what people should be really looking after is inflation, so that the money that you make doesn't lose value and over time doesn't go back up like it did under Biden. Under Biden, inflation went to 9% or more, and now it's at 3% and holding. And it's projected to hold 3% or maybe even go down. Tammy in the chat says inflation is 2%. I think it's 3% right now. The last I looked. And so that's really what's important. That's what you should keep an eye on. You guys can kick and scream and talk about whatever kind of things that you're complaining about, but the real thing is inflation. If you're really worried about our country, that's the big one. And he's done so many things to lower it and make it hold.
And I said, you're going to build your own plant. I'm going to get you your approvals in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month if I'm slow. We have a great man, Lee Zeldin, in charge of the environment. He's incredible. And he's tough, too. He's very tough. But
all
they
good,
have their
Tammy.
approval
Yeah,
in 2, 3
it's right.
weeks.
It's right in there.
They're dealing with the best experts in the world. They know what they're doing. It's amazing when you see some of the stuff come in, designed by guys with 190 IQ.
Gas prices are all over the place because of what states do individually to gas. I live in a place where gas is $5.50 for premium. I just put gas yesterday, looked over, and it's $5.50. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Southern California is not the best place, for gas cars. And guess what? Every 2 years I have to smog my cars because they're gas cars. Yeah, it's insane. It just depends where you live. Now, gas is not more expensive. And some months it's less expensive than it was under Biden, but it's regulated by your states.
And then you have an inspector who's not
not regulated, but states place their own extra shit on top of gas prices.
quite as smart as that, inspecting it to see whether or not it's okay. And he has no idea what he's looking at. No idea.
Good question, Kyle.
I said you're designing your own electric
Good question, Kyle. That's the question you got to ask these people. What is a king? What do you mean he's a king? How is he a king? Because what they actually think is makes Trump a king is their own party. Literally is what their own party did.
And they didn't believe it. They come in 2 weeks later, they say the biggest problem is electric. I said you can design your own plant. And we're going to have your approvals within 2 to 4 weeks. And they said, he's really serious about it. They thought I was kidding. It was so good, they couldn't believe it. They'd leave and they couldn't believe it. It took me 2 or 3 times to say it. Yeah.
Exactly, Bethany. We don't want kings. But hey, can you please give me free money, free food, free everything? By the way, can I not work for the rest of my life and still survive and make money and make as much money as everyone else? I don't want minimum wage. Can I not work and make good money not working and have all the luxuries of life where I could just sit on my couch and doom scroll forever? Oh yeah, and you're the king.
They're designing their own electric plants, and it's unbelievable. And then they're going to sell their excess electricity back into the grid. So we benefit in that way too. In July, I proudly signed into law the largest tax cuts in American history. Now, that's the second time. I did it the first time, but these are even larger, the great, big, beautiful bill. And that includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, no tax on Social Security.
That's insane. I love that.
I wonder which is the most popular of the no tax on tips. You know, I was in Nevada, in my building in Las Vegas, and I had this beautiful young waitress come up to me. I never talk about beauty anymore because politically, if you mention somebody's beautiful, that's the end of your political career. So I don't mention that she was beautiful, but she was beautiful. And she came.
Well, guess what? I can talk about beauty. You guys want to see a little beauty? It's been a while since we've done our palate cleansers, guys. Are you guys ready for this? Should we trigger some liberals? Let's go. Let's go. How about this one? Ooh. How about this one? Dang, bro. Whoa. How about here? How about this one? Woo. Here we go. Here we go.
Came up and I said, "How you doing?" "Oh, sir, I'm not doing well. The government is horrible on tips." I said, "Really? How do they tax? They tax tips? They tax us and they go after us. I've never seen anything like it. It's made my life miserable. Sir, there should be no tax on tips." She said to me, "No tax on tips." I said, "Say it again." She said, "Sir, there should be no tax on tips." So we had a lot of the fake news waiting for me outside of the restaurant. So I went out, I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. There will be no tax on tips." That's how it all started. And I won Nevada.
Hell yeah, he did. He not only did win Nevada, he got Kamala to copy his policy of no tax on tips. And literally, that's the only policy that Kamala has actually articulated because it's in the words, no tax on tips. You can't remember. None of you in the chat even can remember without Googling or Chat GPTing another policy that Kamala Harris stood for. None of you can do it because the only one you can remember is the one that she copied from Trump, no tax on tips. And W. Jennifer Tapia, she says, and they got nothing on mismedication. No, they don't. You are absolutely correct. Thank you for that. I love you. Thank you.
Because, you know, in Nevada,
She is a
every
beauty.
job is basically, you know, you're a waitress or you're working in a hotel. No, that's how it started. So it was amazing. We won Nevada easily, which is usually not a stronghold for Republicans, but it's become a stronghold. So I want to.
Lemmy says, why do you need to have no tax on tips? I don't know, bro. Get a job and start making money so you can figure out why we should have no taxes at all.
Thank the waitress. She did a great job. But when she said those words, "Sir, there should be no tax on tips."
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but our country didn't have taxes forever, and it did really well. And we had education and all sorts of things, a military. Yeah.
It's amazing. Somebody else would hire a consultant, pay them millions and millions of dollars. They'll come back and they'll say, "Sir, I think you should absolutely tax tips." And you'll lose the election. But we also have 100% expensing for all new factories, plants, and equipment, so your businesses can write it off all in 1 year, and that's a lot of jobs you're doing and producing. That was, to me, the biggest thing in the first bill. But this is even better because this goes for a 10-year period. Upon taking office, I signed an executive order requiring that every new regulation, every time we issue a new regulation, think of this, 10 old regulations must be eliminated simultaneously. So
I love that policy. Any new regulation, got to get rid of 10 old ones.
if we give you one,
Andres Vogeslan still saying words without actually saying anything. Just saying, my God, you're delusional. My God, you believe his lie. What lies? What? Tell us what.
Get rid of 10, and so far, for 9 months, we're exceeding that, and it's 30 to 1. For every new one we give, they're getting rid of 30 old, broken down regulations. And we've slashed nearly $1 trillion worth of regulatory burdens. We have regulations that are so old and nobody uses them, but they stymied a lot of production. a lot of jobs. And I did it the first time, and we had the largest regulation cuts in history, and now we're exceeding it.
What up, Ange?
So it's big. That's a big. It's one of the reasons we did so well then, and I think it's one of the reasons we're doing so well now. Again, we have to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, nobody else, the fake news, is not going to talk about it.
Wendell Wilson says, yes, please tell us one lie he told. Just one. Please. Yes, tell us one lie. They can't. They just know how to go, "Ah!" And you're like, well, what? Huh? They're like, oh, we don't know. Why do you want to vote for Mamdani? We don't know. Because he's young. Okay, what else? Because he's a cool guy. Okay, he's a young and he's a cool guy. That's why you're voting for the guy for New York City?
And we have streamlined.
Why do you want to vote for Kamala Harris? Because she's a woman. Okay, what? Like, why do you?
Permitting for the new energy and mining projects. What used to take decades now takes 28 days. And on day one, I signed an executive order to unleash American energy and officially terminate the Green New Scam. Has anyone ever heard of the Green New Scam? Remember the old thing, global warming, and then it would be too cool? And then they said global cool. They didn't know what the hell to say. So they came up with the greatest, climate change. If no matter what, if it goes up, if it goes down, climate change. They're very, very smart people, but not smart for us. They're smart for them.
Yeah.
But my policy was very simple. Drill, baby, drill. We're drilling like crazy right now. And to curb inflation, we've slashed the size of government for the first time in years, and we're waging total war on waste, fraud, and abuse like we've never done before. Since January, 100,000 bureaucrats have left the federal payroll. Government spending is down 2.5%.
Hell yeah, dude. Build a wall and drill, baby, drill. Let's go, baby. Still, Andres has nothing. He's just a bunch of empty words.
This quarter compared to 1 year ago. Think of that. And in stark contrast to last administration, 100% of all new jobs created in America under my administration have been created in the private sector. 100% of the jobs have come from the private sector. Otherwise, you don't have a country.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
bro.
I love government workers, but if you have all government workers, you don't have a country, do you? At the same time, my tariffs.
I beg to differ, man. Government workers, I think a lot of things that are run by the government would be better run by the private sector. Many things I think should be taken out of the government's hands and given to the private sector. Let capitalism compete for that business and do a better job of delivering mail, of handling DMV, handling all kinds of different shit. Let the private sector do things better.
Are bringing in.
Let them compete for business. Let the consumers, like the American citizens, choose people that offer better services, more efficient services, higher quality service.
Hundreds of billions of dollars and are helping slash the deficit this year by more than 50%. Did you see the numbers? We're going to be down 50%, anywhere from 25 to 50, but closer to 50%. Who would think that one? Those are big numbers. Now, take that out 2 or 3 years to embrace a vital industry here in Miami. I've also signed historic executive orders to end the federal government's war on crypto. Crypto is under siege. It's not under siege anymore.
Not under siege anymore. What's up, Keila Estella?
Because it's a big industry.
What up?
It's a big industry, and I have a lot of people.
He loves you too, Keila.
That are great people, great business people. They're in other businesses, but they're in crypto too. And it takes a lot of the pressure off the dollar. It does a lot of good things, but we're into it. Biden was vicious on crypto. They were going after these crypto guys. It was terrible. They were under indictment, but I got indicted too. I made a phone call. Congratulations on your victory. He made a phone call. Let's indict him. These people are the worst. Then they say, he's gone after Comey. They indicted me. They impeached me. They did everything. It's unbelievable. Who the hell else could have taken that? Do you guys know anybody else that could have taken it? I don't think so. A lot of people say, you're the only one could have taken that. I don't know if that's true.
Once again, Audrens opens his mouth and says nothing. He just says facts. Ignoring facts is what you do best. Bro, you didn't say anything, bro. You still have not said any facts yourself. Anything. To back your own self up. You've been just spewing. You just came in the chat and literally threw up on the chat and haven't said anything.
But there aren't too many. We're making the United States the Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and the undisputed leader in artificial intelligence. We're leading China by a lot. And don't forget, if we don't do the crypto properly, China wants to do it. They're starting it, but they want to do it. Other countries want to do it. If we don't do it, it's a big industry. We're honored to be joined today by a man who has been a true champion for many of these bold policies. He really has. He's been a great guy. He was a little late in his endorsement of me, I'll be honest with you. He endorsed me. You know, these guys that endorsed me after I won, I don't know.
I love that, bro. Still calls him out. He was late to endorse me. These guys that endorse me after they already know I'm going to win. I love it, bro.
I'd like to endorse you. No, I won the election. Nah, he's a good man, actually. I've known him a long time. He's helped turn the area into one of the hottest markets in the country and one of the greatest cities in the world. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez. Please, Francis, come up, please.
Hell yeah. Puerto Rico loves Trump, she says. And Trump loves Puerto Ricans. Hell yeah. Man, he loves all immigrants. He loves he loves everybody. Just don't come here illegally. That's all he cares. That's what it is. That's what it is. Look, his wife is an immigrant.
You're never gonna let me forget that one, huh?
His kids are products of immigration. Legal immigration.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Mr. President. Just a little shorter than you are. Oh, it's truly a great honor to be here with you this afternoon and to have you here once again in the great city of Miami. Your leadership and your vision have shaped not only our nation, but also the future of our city.
Dude, you guys want to You guys want to know something? This mushroom artwork right here, I got when I went to Miami. That was at the art festival or art whatever they call it in Miami. I got a couple of those. Those are cool. So cool.
Miami's success today is rooted in the values that are deeply American: opportunity, freedom, safety, and innovation.
I'll show you it.
These are values that you have championed with conviction, and they are the same values that have made Miami a symbol of what's possible. When people believe.
So this thing is actual. It's a beautiful work of art. I had to have it when I saw it. And if you look right here, that's where this is an actual ball. This is like one of those volleyballs turned inside out. And this artist takes basically like waste or trash that she finds in Miami and different parts of Florida, and turns it into works of art like this. And she made this out of a ball. This is literally, this was I believe either a volleyball or some kind of soccer ball that's turned inside out. You're looking at the inside of the soccer ball with the mushrooms growing out of it.
Believe in the promise of America, Mr. President. I want to personally thank you for your continued support of our vision for this city. It was an honor to stand beside you in the Oval Office when you announced the next year's G20 right here in the city of Miami. Thank you for choosing our city to host what is perhaps the most important and consequential gathering of leaders from around the world. Miami has come a long way, and we will rise to the occasion, Mr. President. On behalf of the people of Miami, it is my privilege and honor here on behalf of.
Oh, good point, State Line. State Line says, anybody want to jump online, you're welcome to. I'm taking calls live right now. You got a platform. You can make your voice heard.
My wife, the America Business Forum.
Good to have you, Merton, Human,
Nacho, Sergio, and everyone to give you. You like real estate, right?
I do.
Yeah. This is a key that opens some really nice presidential library real estate.
Ooh. Damn. Let's see it, Trump. Let's see the key, bro. Let's see the key, bro. Yeah. Yeah, love it.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Francis. I appreciate it. And you know, he's really a special guy. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the White House, and then I'm going to move it to Doral in about 3.5 years. We put it right in Doral, right? In that
Love
lobby
it, bro.
of Doral. A lot of people from Doral.
I don't even know what that is,
Well,
but
thank you. That's a great honor. I also want to thank a man who's been unbelievable in terms of Israel and so many other things. He was a great real estate developer, but he had a great personality. And you need a personality for this. And I said, he's just as good as there is, and he's done so well. And you look at what's happened with
Merton.
Israel. We have peace in the Middle East. Can you believe it? Peace in the Middle East.
W. Kila. Yeah.
And he's special envoy Steve Witkoff. Steve, where are you, Steve? Wherever you may be. Where are you? Steve, thank you. What a job you've done. Thank you very much.
What a job.
What a job he's done. That
What
guy's
a
got
job.
That personality.
Love it.
Now, I wanted a deal maker, but, you know, a
Billions
lot of
and
deal makers don't have
billions
good
and billions.
personalities. You end up in a war. They make the deal, but you end up in a war. This guy, everybody loved him for years. I've known it. And he was the right guy for the job. Peace in the Middle East, 3,000 years. They've never had peace in the Middle East. We're going to have it, too. We're doing well. Just keeps going along. And we just had a meeting. It's even more and more so. And so many people in this room are very much into Israel and the Middle East. And it's been amazing what we've been able to do. And you've done such a big part of it, along with a very special young genius named Jared Kushner, who helped you so much. Stand up, Jared. And he's the father of the Abraham Accords, right? He's the father of the Abraham Accords.
Abraham.
And by the way, my granddaughter, Arabella, would you stand up, Arabella? She looks so great. I said, how are your marks in school, Arabella? Grandpa, I have all A's and A pluses, you know that. Like it was a stupid question I asked her, right? We're proud of you, Arabella. Jared, thank you. What a great job. But we have a lot of people joining now the Abraham Accords. And hopefully we're going to get Saudi Arabia very soon. But I'm not saying that. I'm not lobbying. No, but we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people that are coming aboard. You know, the key was when we took out the nuclear capability of Iran, all of a sudden everybody said, wow, that was nice.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning Discord, guys. You guys are welcome to join our Discord. Very, very good, active community, and you can share your thoughts. We talk off stream, and we have fun. We laugh. We have lifestyle, all kinds of stuff you could share there. It's a good time. Feel free to jump on it.
They've been wanting to do that for 20 years. Saudi Arabia's ambassador to the United States, Princess Rima, thank you very much. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Say hello to everybody. Okay? Say hello to a great group of people in Saudi Arabia. Thank you. Stephen Miner, Mayor of Miami Beach. Stephen Miner. Where is Stephen? Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Good job you're doing.
What a
Excellent.
job.
Thank you, Stephen. The Mayor of Coral Gables, Vince Lago. Vince Lago, thank you. Thank you. Great job, Vince. The Mayor of Doral, I love Doral. And I like this woman a lot, Christy Fraga. Christy. Where's Christy? Thank you, Christy. I like Darrell. We also have Commissioners Damian Pardo, Laura Dominguez, Ralph Rosado, Miami-Dade Supervisor of Elections, Alina Garcia.
Andres, it's obvious. Oh, even Keela's calling out Andres. Go, Keela, get him, dude, get him. Andres, it's obvious, bro. You earned it. After all this time, we have come to the conclusion you are a beta male.
Beta male.
Beta male.
Beta male.
Beta.
Beta. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Beta male.
Beta male.
You are a Trump hater. And you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater. And you are a beta male.
The president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino.
Oh, you know what? You are a slut. Should we? Where is it? Where is it?
You're a slut. You're a slut.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a slut. You're a slut.
Really?
You're a slut.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
No, FIFA. Where's Johnny? Whoa.
You earned it, bro. Congratulations.
I didn't know he.
Congratulations. You are the winner of the day. Holy smokes. Guys, put your hands together. He did it.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Who's going to be here? He's big stuff.
You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater. And you are a beta male.
And the world, look, you know, Johnny and I worked the deal originally, and it looked like I wasn't going to be president because
I'm breaking a sweat
it
laughing,
was
bro.
in this
Thank you
term,
for that,
right? So when
Andres.
they rigged the
Andres, honestly, thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. You made my day.
election, I said, oh, man, I have to run again because I want to be president when they have the World Cup, right? And look what happens, Johnny. I'm president when we have the World Cup. It wasn't supposed to be that way. But I can only tell you that the tickets are selling at numbers and record like they've never sold ever before. I heard you just told me that they're doing record business, right? The way you had the World Cup coming. Think of it. We have the World Cup
Billions
coming.
and
We have
billions and
250
billions
coming,
and
and we have
billions.
the Olympics. 250 is
Come on,
250
Trump, say
years of age. And we have UFC at the White House, by the way, on June 14th. That's going to be at the White House. That's going to be a tough ticket. That's UFC. But we have, think of it, Johnny is there with FIFA, and we have the Olympics. We have it all coming. It's all this thing. I'm glad I'm sort of happy the way things worked out, you know? It's turned out to be as good as it could be. I think we've made more progress than we ever could have made in the second term.
Billions
I
and
think this is really
billions.
more progress being made.
Guys, I got to get a button on my sound mixer that's Trump just saying the word billions. Billions and billions and billions. He loves it, bro. And I love hearing him say it. It's so good.
We also
Billions.
have Formula One CEO Stefano Domenicali.
There's got to be a compilation
And
somewhere.
Where's Stefano? Very good. That's big stuff. We have a lot of big people here today. We also have a gentleman who called my election successfully. He said, billions and 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 billions
Oh
and
my
billions
God.
and billions 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 and billions.
Bro, they're all different clips. They're all different. They're all different clips. That's so good. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. The AC. Oh, I broke a sweat, guys. Min says, that's enough shrooms. Oh, my God.
Will be the next president.
I'm going to
of the
save
United
that.
States. Got a great voice. Brett Baer. Where's Brett Baer? Brett Baer. Where is he? And his son is with him, Paul. Paul's a very good golfer, so is Brett. Thank you, Brett. He's doing an interview with me right after the. Oh, is that Paul? Stand up, Paul.
Oh, my
Paul,
God.
did we take your father easily in golf? Tell me, huh? That was easy, right? Get ready. We'll do it again.
Maybe that's how I got to start and end every stream. Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and
billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
I think that'll be my new thing for my stream. I can't wait. This is exciting. Oh my God. Wow, wow, wow.
Great. Also, I want to thank your two great senators, Ashley Moody and Rick Scott.
I love it. He just called someone else and said, you look great. God, we love. How can you not love this man?
Again, thank you very much, Paul. You look great.
Thank you very much, Paul. You look great.
Also, I want to thank your two great senators, Ashley Moody and Rick Scott. And, you know, I just left them. Believe it or not, I had a meeting with all the senators this morning. I gave them my vision because, frankly, it's always nice to have good vision. And they are two terrific senators, and they're in Washington working hard, and they were going to come. And I said, do me a favor, stay back and work on the things you're working on. They're working on really things. And Ashley is in the election. Rick just won his election. They're two great senators that you have.
Sir, do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir.
A black person. Oh my God,
Sir, do you
bro.
believe that Vice President Kamala Harris...
I could watch this clip over and over and billions and billions
is
and
only
billions
on the ticket because she is
times.
a black woman.
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir.
A black person. Oh my God, bro. Guys, please remember this moment in your life.
Annual National Association of Black Journalists Convention.
There will never be another person like him. There will never be. I mean, I don't know. There never has been. I mean, guys, just how could you not love this guy?
To make America great.
It's incredible.
Back in Washington, together with many of the people
Oh
here today,
my God,
we've achieved more in 9 months than most administrations achieve in 8 years.
Oh, so good.
We've really done a lot. We inherited the worst border in history.
I love Dan M is in the back end. Dan M subscribes so he can start chatting, and then he unsubscribes and leaves. And then he resubscribes to join, and then he unsubscribes and leaves.
And within a matter of weeks, we turned it into the strongest border anywhere in
Yes.
the world. And they have some
Yes.
very strong borders, but we have literally no people coming through. They do come in. They come in legally. You know, we want people to come in. We want to make it real easy for them, actually, but they come in legally.
Oh, you never unsub. W-damn, bro. W-damn. Sorry, I had you wrong, man. I had you wrong. Your TDS is very high, but not that high. It's okay. It's on like, normal levels. You have normal levels of TDS.
You have to know that. We just don't want criminals coming in. We don't.
You are. I gotta play it again before I go. I gotta go do. I'm gonna go biking today. No gym. I did gym on Monday. Gym on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm gonna go biking. So I'm gonna go do like 15 miles on my bike right now. But before I go, I gotta let you guys know who is it? Dan and Andreas. You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater. And you are a beta male.
We got Trump is
From
still
prison.
thanking people. I think he's going to be thanking people for another 15, 20 minutes. And as Trump does, he loves it. He just does it and he goes and what should we do? Billions and billions? We'll do some more billions and billions. Guys, love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out on the live stream. We had a crazy election. California, in my state, I voted no for Prop 50, which is the realignment and the whatever you want to call it, thing. And 65% of Californians voted yes on it. So redistricting. So we're doomed in California, but it's okay. We got more. We're in it for the long game. Okay. Mamdani is your next communist Muslim mayor of NYC, and holy shit, guys, what is going on? It's wild, but we're gonna go and we're gonna watch this whole show that's gonna go down. This NYC masquerade. It's gonna be very interesting, but it's okay. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna have our popcorn ready, and we'll have a good time with it, and we'll see how that goes down. So anyway, that's what the big news. And New Jersey, they had their thing. Virginia had their thing. Blue states, blue districts voted blue. No surprise, just disappointing for in watching our fellow Americans. It's disappointing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Love you guys. And I'm gonna send us off with billions and billions and billions. Here we go. Thank you. See you soon. I'll be back on tonight.
And billions 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 and billions. And billions 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 billions and 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 billions.